I'm Kate and welcome to my channel. So I want to film a video of using new makeup that I've gotten. So I've kind of refilled some empties with new products that I've been wanting to try. I did want to wait to do this video until I got the Nomad Iceland palette in. However, when I'm using new complexion products, I want to do it on a day when I can stay home. I have very sensitive skin, so if something doesn't react well, I want to be able to take it off right away. And I do have a few new complexion products to use today, including the Uoma foundation that I've heard great things about and the Rare Beauty concealer. So I'm excited to go in and try a few of these products and see how they work for me. I'm going to start by going in and filling in my brows. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Dark Brown. I'm going to do that off camera because no one wants to watch that. Alright, so I went in and filled in my brows. I also added my eye primer, and for eye primer I go in with the Ulta Beauty. It's the store brand, but it works for me better than any of the high-end brands that I've tried. So I don't have any brand new eyeshadow palettes, so I'm going into what's newest to me, which is from Kaleidos. I have the Sashimi City and the Lunar Lavender are the two that are newest to me. But I want to go in with the Sashimi City today. It is just so pretty. These shimmers, I think I've swatched them in videos already, but they are just so pretty and reflective. I don't know if you can even catch that on camera, but they are just very special shades. So I'm going in with this today, but I'm going to start by dipping into this kind of peachy shade. Alright, so let's go into this brown shade right here. Just deepen up the crease a little bit. Alright, so we've deepened it up a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with that darkest shade and just add even more dimension. So the thing with Kaleidos shadows is that they blend so easily. I feel like this has taken me like 3 minutes and we're already here with 3 shades blended together. So that's a fantastic thing about these shadows, is they are super easy to work with. I think I'm gonna pop back into that first shade and just blend out the top edges a little bit more, just make it look a little more airbrushed. Alright, not quite sure how that looks on camera, but in person it looks nice. I like these kind of warmer tones. They're not overly warm, but because sometimes if I go too warm with my skin tone and my eye color, it makes me look ill, like I have pink eye, but I also like going in with oranges because they're supposed to enhance blue eyes. So, tried to find the balance, but so far I like this. So I think I'm going to take some Juvia's Place concealer and cut the crease. So as I do this, don't pay attention to my technique. I'm not a makeup artist. I am just taught by YouTube. So if I do things that you don't do, that's fine. We all do things differently. This is what works for me. Again, I don't know if it's correct, but this is how I do it. Alright, so I'm back with the creases cut out. I just did a half cut crease today. Don't want anything too crazy as I'm teaching. I am gonna pop back into that darkest brown and just redefine the outer corner a little more, blend it into that concealer, and then we'll go in with some shimmers on the lid. I'm gonna start by using a brush for the shimmers. I'm gonna start dry. If I wanna add a little impact, I can go in wet, but I'm gonna start just dry, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It is a beautiful like pinky peach gold duochrome, and just kind of throw that all over the lid. It's a little bit of fallout here, but I expect that when I'm working with really shimmery, crumbly shimmers. That's why I do my face last, so not a big deal to me. So I just love that shimmer. I am going to now hop into this lighter shimmer. It's another multi-chrome, kind of pinky, almost a green tinge and white, and I don't even know how to describe it correctly, but it is beautiful. I'm gonna focus this on the inner part of the lid and yeah, just layer it on that other shimmer. It's always hard to tell when you're using multi-chromes if they're even, because you turn the angle and the colors like slightly shift. But I think that's about as even as we're going to get for the lids. So I'm going to wipe off that fallout and go in with my skincare. Alright, so I went in with my skincare. So winter, Minnesota, super dry skin. So I go through with a few steps. I use the Glow Recipe Hyaluronic Serum. I use the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Serum, and then my winter moisturizer is the Clinique Moisture Surge Intense. So that's what I go in with just to keep my skin nice and hydrated, and then on top I use some SPF. So I've been using the Dermalogica. It's SPF 30, it's a physical sunscreen. I find it works really well underneath makeup. Now I've been using the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. It's very hydrating, very natural finish. It doesn't wear great under masks, and being that I'm going back to teaching full in person very soon, I wanted to try something a little different that could maybe hold up a little better throughout the day. This is still my holy grail. When on days that I don't have to wear a mask, this is what I'm going for. On days that I'm essentially just staying home. But I wanted to try something different. I've heard fantastic things about the Uoma. I did the shade match online, of course, and it's a soft matte finish. So I'm hoping with all the skincare that I do that it won't be drying on me, but it says it's adjustable coverage, medium to full. So I'm gonna go in with a Real Techniques sponge and just kind of start light. I don't have any blemishes right now or things that I really need to cover up, just redness. So yeah, I'm gonna shake it up because I hear it's pretty liquidy. So let's put, oh, okay, that's like pure liquid. Can you see that? Ready? Like super liquidy. Oh, okay, I better go quick. Has kind of a scent to it. It's like dripping down my hand. Maybe I didn't shake it enough? I don't know. Has anyone else used this? And is it really liquidy? I mean, it looks nice. Looks very light. Light coverage. I think the shade match is good though. I try to match to my neck because my neck doesn't see the light of day. Alright, I'm gonna grab just a little more. Don't run off my hand. Alright, well at least in person it looks very natural. It almost looks like I'm not wearing foundation, but it did just even out my skin tone. So I'm Excited to see what it looks like on camera, to see if it kind of gives that same vibe that it's giving here. But yeah, very skin-like, very natural. We'll just see how it dries down. I am curious, being a soft matte, what that means. Matte foundations don't usually work for me because they're very they're very drying, but again, I'm going in with so much skincare that hopefully that makes a difference. Alright, another new product I'm trying today. I have the concealer from Rare Beauty. Oh, and I should say, in the Uoma foundation, I have the shade White Pearl T1N, so just a very light neutral shade. And for the Rare Beauty concealer, I am in the shade 110N. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, it's a little kind of angled doe foot. It was maybe a little more yellow than I was expecting. But we're gonna go in and see what happens. I don't use a lot of concealer, just a little bit just to brighten up. So here we go. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. It looks really yellow here in person, so. Okay, well, let's blend it out and see what happens. Okay, that actually blended out really nice. I like the consistency. I feel like you can barely tell that it's there, and it did brighten a little bit. I like a concealer that's very light coverage and doesn't cake up. I like my Too Faced Born This Way, but even that, I just have to blend and blend and blend. But I feel like I barely had to touch that, and it blended right in. Another holy grail product I've had is my Marc Jacobs bronzer. But I feel like now that we're further into winter, it's a little deep for me. So I did pick up the Charlotte Tilbury, oh, that's so shiny, in the shade Fair. So this is quite a bit lighter than the Marc Jacobs. Let's see if I can compare the two without blinding you. So you can see this one is quite a bit lighter. But I feel like in the winter, that's what I need. I don't want anything that's really obvious, but I do just want to warm up the face a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer just on the perimeter of my face. All right, I don't know if you can notice that on camera because I think the camera really washes me out, makes me look even whiter than I am, but in person that actually just worked really nice. That was so easy to blend throughout. It layered really nice on top of this foundation. The foundation dried down, but not in a way that looks really dry, whereas with the Estee Lauder, I feel like I have to sit in it for a while before it gets to a point where I can layer products on, and even then, when I'm putting my bronzer on, I can tell that the foundation lifts a little bit. So far so good. For blush today, I'm super excited. I picked up one of those NARS cream blushes that I talked about in my last new makeup, or maybe the last, depending on when I put this video out. But it's a cream blush in the shade Freedom. So it's kind of a mauve shade. And when you dip your finger in, it's actually super pigmented. But I'm gonna go in with a sponge. It's really small. So we'll see how it works going in with a sponge and just kind of tapping it in. But yeah, I'm excited. I do like cream blushes. All right, so I have my sponge is pretty fluffy. A lot bigger than that. So I wanted to go in with the round end, but it's just too big. Unless maybe I squeeze it. Can I squeeze it in and get a little bit? Is that even showing up? Not really. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, okay. Can you see that on camera? So it just kind of looks like a natural flush, which is what I hope to get out of a cream blush. Okay, I actually really like that. I am curious to hear about the Rare Beauty ones because those are cheaper, but I've heard a few things that they're maybe not super great, but I like this. It just looks really natural. Almost looks like I'm not wearing blush, but you can see that color there. So now that the face is done, all of the complexion products are on. I like it. I'm really liking this foundation more than I expected to. It looks super natural and everything layered on it really well. It looks like my skin, but just better, which is what I hope to get out of a foundation. I'm not looking for anything too heavy coverage. I just want something that looks natural but will stay in place. So, let's go back into the eyeshadow and go under the eye. So I'm gonna start with that deepest brown and just start to drag that underneath the eye. All right, I'm gonna take a little fluffier style brush and dip into our orange shade and just diffuse that a little bit. All right, so now for the inner corner highlight, I am going back in with that lid shade, so that kind of white to peach to yellow to whatever shift. And just put a little bit in the inner corner, drag it a little bit underneath. That is so sparkly. I hope it shows up on camera the way it shows up here. It is just one of the most shimmery shades I've ever used. All right, so I am really happy with how my face looks. That foundation just is exceeding my expectations. Like, I feel like I use foundations and then I get halfway down and I'm ready to try something new. The Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra is the first one in a very long time that I've repurchased more than once. But again, with masking up, it wears okay, but it definitely will pick up a little more. And it's harder to layer things on it because it is so hydrating. But this just, it looks so natural, everything layered perfectly on top of it, so I'm really excited to see how it wears throughout the day. All right, I'm gonna go off camera and do my liner, but I will come back for mascara because we have a new mascara to try out today, so I will be right back. All right, so I went in with liner, I went in with the Stila micro tip on the top, and then on the waterline, I went in with an Urban Decay waterliner liner. So now for mascara, I have a new product. This is the Bite Beauty mascara. All right, so it's a super big fluffy brush, kind of a hourglass shape to it. Well, it's definitely lifting. Okay. I like how it lifts them. I don't wear falsies on days that I'm teaching. I only really wear them for special occasions. So to find a mascara that kind of gives me that lifting effect. I do like the Benefit Roller Lash, but I just find that it doesn't really lift and stay quite as much as I would like. So yeah. All right, I am super impressed by this mascara. I'm gonna come in close. Oh, I don't know how clear that is, but it really did give me lift and volume. So that's exciting. I do typically go for drugstore mascaras until I discovered the Benefit Roller Lash, and this isn't a cheap one, but if it kind of gives me that falsies effect without having to put on falsies, I'm all about it. All right, so let's go in with that lip. So I do have the NARS, it's the new Air Matte lip color. I'm wondering how much this compares to the Rare Beauty. So I actually have 4 of the Rare Beauty lip souffles. I have one that I keep in my purse, that the color Courage. It's just kind of a perfect all day, everyday color for me. It doesn't really dry down. It looks beautiful and it feels nice, but it's not transfer proof under a mask. So I'm curious with this being kind of a softer matte lip color if it's any different than the Rare Beauty, if it maybe has some better wearing power. So we'll find out. I'm gonna start by going in with a ColourPop lippy pencil. This is the shade Ashton, kind of a cooler tone. Maybe it'll coordinate with this mauve really well. All right, lips are lined, so I'm gonna go in with this lipstick. Oh. It smells like the Rare Beauty. Okay, well, let's see what happens. It feels just like the Rare Beauty too, like identical to the Rare Beauty. I like the color, but it feels the exact same. So I would recommend if you're looking for a soft matte, still go with the Rare Beauty because it is cheaper than the NARS, but I do like this color and I like how it feels. One of the new products that I've tried today, I'm really liking how the foundation is looking and feeling. I enjoyed the NARS blush. The Charlotte Tilbury bronzer is just the right shade for me and my super pasty self. I like the mascara. We all know how I feel about the Sashimi City palette. I mean, look at that shimmer. I don't know how well it will show on camera in the light of day, but it's just beautiful. So I think today was a success with new products. The only thing that I'm kind of on right now is this NARS lipstick because it is essentially what I already have in the Rare Beauty. So, oh, and this is the shade Thrust. So it is kind of a nice, a little bit of a deeper nude for me. It's called Thrust. That's fun. So yeah, that's our look for today. Let me know what you think down below. Have you tried any of these products? What do you think of them? The next video I want to film is maybe a couple looks with the new Nomad Iceland palette. I really wanted to wait and do that as part of this, but I was too excited to use these products. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.